maybe working on the cars or, anything mechanical or anything, that's hard labor. Listen, fellas, that's your job. Listen, if everybody knows their roles, if everybody knows, how things are, meant to go for your relationship, listen, things will go smoother, or at least will continue to get better, and it won't be lazy. Teamwork makes the dream work. You guys have to work together, man. Listen, work together. If I want the best for you, she should want the best for me, and vice versa, fellas. And vice versa, ladies. You guys have to welcome back to the channel. It's that guy, so fly, TheEnergyEli. Please do make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. So today, what I want to speak about, fellas, is how to not be lazy in a relationship. Now, a lot of times in relationships, I'm going to speak from the male perspective. We sometimes tend to get complacent. We tend to get, relaxed, a little bit longer than we should. There's nothing wrong with being relaxed in a relationship. You should feel comfortable, with your lady. You should feel comfortable, with your spouse or girlfriend or whoever. But there is a time where a period comes where you still have to keep things exciting. You still have to keep things innovative. You still have to keep that hunger, that chase to, man, like I remember when I first met you. You want to still do your best to always in some way keep that same feeling, so you can always go back to something to remember and just continue to keep things spiced up and on to the next level. But nevertheless, hey guys, listen, I am going to give you 3 tips on how you can stop being lazy in your relationship. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Tip number 1, communication. Now, this may seem like a very, obvious one. This may seem like a very common one, but in order for things to not be stale, in order for things to just not come to a screeching halt, where you feel like you guys are just going through the motions, communication is key. You have to ask each other, hey, what's going on lately? You don't seem yourself. You seem a little different. You seem like something is going on. Your communication levels with your partner have to always be there. We all can learn and continue to grow our communication skills, but they always have to be there, because you want to find out, what's going on. Okay, this isn't going right, so how can we fix this? That's a form of communication. That's a form of wanting to find a common ground so you both can go to another level. If you guys don't have communication, things are going to continue to be stale. Things are not going to grow. Things are not going to be the way that they need to be, because no one's talking, no one's communicating. And don't do the thing as well where someone asks you to communicate and you say you're fine, and then the next 2-3 days you're still carrying on from what he asked you about, where you fine about, and vice versa. Don't carry that over. If someone asks you with something wrong, listen, if you're not ready to speak, say, hey, look, I'm not ready to talk, but I'll set this time and date for when we can speak and when we can talk about things, and we can go from there. Because the longer you put things off, the longer, people are gonna, feel as though, okay, well, if I can't talk to my spouse, if I can't talk to someone that I love, who can I communicate with? How are we gonna get better? How are things gonna continue to go to the next level? So communication has to be there, man. Like I said, it's the most obvious, it's the most simple answer, but if the communication levels are not there, the communication will not develop. The relationship will not grow. If you're getting bored with something, hey, let him know. Vice versa, let her know. If something isn't going the way it needs to go, listen, communicate. I'll say it again, communicate. Communication is key, because you have to continue to listen to your partner. You have to continue to hear them out. You have to continue to understand what they may want, their wants, their needs, what is not being met. And that's why communication is so important, so you have to be an active listener. You have to listen to what they may want and what they're trying to get out of the relationship for it to further develop. So there should be no shame or any need to feel as though you cannot express your feelings. You need to express your feelings. This is why communication in a lot of relationships, fellas, does not grow. This is why a lot of times things don't go to the level that they probably could have been. A lot of it is just potential. Man, we have the potential to be a power couple. We have the potential to be a great, union, a great dynamic duo. But because people don't express themselves, like I said before, oh, I don't want to talk right now, or, no, I'm okay, everything's fine. That's how things bubble over and continue to just get swept under the rug until you realize you look at that rug and that rug is sitting off the ground. So fix the problem now. Fix the problem then. Communicate once again. And that's tip number 1. Now let's get into tip number 2. Tip number 2, shared responsibilities and tasks. Now, listen, divide and conquer. So another way for things to continue to not be lazy and continue to grow, you guys have to split off, what you guys do best. So if if you know she does better at cleaning the house, fellas, let her clean the house. If you know you do better with maybe the yard work, or maybe working on the cars, or anything mechanical, or anything that's hard labor, listen, fellas, that's your job. Listen, if everybody knows their roles, if everybody knows how things are meant to go for your relationship, listen, things will go smoother, or at least will continue to get better, and it won't be lazy. Things will just not seem like it's out of whack, which is going to deplete the relationship. You want things to continue to elevate and let the relationship grow. So listen, everybody knows their roles, everybody plays their roles, and everybody does exactly what they're supposed to do according to what goes between you two in your relationship. Because teamwork is so important, man. Teamwork makes the dream work. You guys have to work together, man. Listen, work together. If I want the best for you, she should want the best for me, and vice versa, fellas. And vice versa, ladies. You guys have to both want the best for each other. You guys have to both want, whatever it's gonna take for you guys to ascend and go to the next level. If you guys work together, you get a lot done. Listen, you can't tell me one thing in history where you've seen where someone didn't work together and things eventually came together compared to just one person. Nobody can do one thing. Whether they do something small for someone that's trying to go to the next level, or it's the greatest. Everybody needed someone in their life. You may not have needed a bunch of people, but we've all needed someone or a few people in our lives to get to where we got to get to. So that's why, teamwork is so important. So listen, don't tear each other down. Don't rip each other down because it's not the way you may see it right away. Yes, we're going to have our moments. We're human, but remember the bottom line. If you two love each other, fellas, if you love that woman, bro, you're going to make sure that I'm going to continue to do my best. I'm going to continue to elevate my game and raise it where I need to be, and not be lazy, and give this woman all of me, and continue to keep things spiced up, to continue to keep things at a very, high level. So if both parties are continuing to pour into each other and let each other grow, listen, things will eventually climax in the relationship. Now to the final and third tip, reconnecting through intimacy. Now listen, when I say intimacy, I am not just talking about sex or intercourse. I am also speaking about maybe through activities that you guys like to do. You guys need to continue to keep things fresh. If you feel as though, okay, we used to do this when we first got together, listen, go back to that and take it even to the next level. If it is on an intimacy level, listen, sometimes if life gets in the way, yeah, you might have to plan a certain time. Okay, this is when we're going to do this. If it's getting too busy, the kids are here. If you don't have kids, something, ABC may be going on, but always try to find a way to continue to spice things up. Have a getaway, go on a vacation, whether it's out the country, anywhere inside the country, whether even if it's in the same city. Just changing your location sometimes can raise the vibration in your relationship and make things go to a higher level and bring that spark and that energy back, because you never want to get things stale, and things are sometimes going to get stale in relationships. It's just bound to happen at certain points. But if you find it and nip the bud in very soon, you will find that things will continue to flow and go better. So listen, man, hey, those are the 3 tips for you to not have a lazy relationship. I hope these tips help. And once again, my name is TheEnergyEli. Please do make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I'm out.